All right. Okay, group. Now we're going to talk bench press. So we're going to start bench press standing up. We'll take it to the ground. We're not even going to worry about getting on a bench today. We're going to stand up, talk about what's happening in the torso and the lats, and then we'll take it down to a floor press. Okay? So in that deadlift, we were talking about packing that shoulder down with the lats. That is the lat connection that keeps my limbs stable. Right? So if I'm thinking about bench pressing, I'm thinking pec development, then I need to break the bar or pack my lats, pack my shoulders down with my lats, right? That creates the stability I need in that chain. That stability is what's going to allow me to push or create force against that bar, right? So when that load's heavier, sometimes you're probably going to need to break the bar more. When that load's light, maybe I don't need as much rotation, right? But let's start with just the most basic rotation. Palms out. I'm going to pull my shoulders down, find my lats. Okay. Now that I've found my lats, the goal with the bench press is to take the pec under stretch and then find some contraction, right? So as I come back, as I pull this bar back, I'm pulling the bar back, I'm pulling the bar back. And as the bar comes down close to my sternum, I'm thinking about retracting my shoulder blades back because that puts those pec fibers on stretch. That stretch is where my damage is done. So the goal is that I pull them back, 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 back. So there's my stretch. And then as I start to press away, my upper back is going to expand. So I've got space between my shoulder blades now.
Good damage, right? When you were saying
contraction,
damage,
yeah.
Good.
Tearing the pec open, contracting the pec to create cleavage. That's the muscular development we're using the bench press to do. We could go down rabbit holes, and we will later, about more compression and this and that to press more load. But let's just talk about safety first. I break bar, there's my lat connection. I'm pulling bar somewhere, for most of us, probably a little bit below nipple line, somewhere around sternum. Why? Because I need enough room to keep shoulder blades coming back to stretch these tissues. If I'm too high up in my trunk, I can't retract shoulder blades. It's into my neck. My pecs are nowhere near as stretched or nowhere near the extension or the expansion I had when my shoulders are down. And then I press back up through. Now, here's what I want to talk about. I'm pressing, I can't press anymore. My shoulder should be behind my pec. If my shoulder is in front of my pec is not contracting anymore. Now my front delts are what's the contraction. So, pack them down, keep your shoulder behind your pec. They retract, big stretch. Trying to fill them up full of blood, trying to create cleavage, trying to keep pecs in front of shoulders. Okay, let's take that to the ground. So right now we're going to bend our knees a little bit just so we can kind of have a safe lower back. And I want a small mouse hole in your lower back. The smallest little mouse hole there. And then I'm going to fill my belly or my cavity full of air. And when that cavity is full of air, I'm going to hold that air in my trunk. I'm not holding my breath, I'm just holding that air in my trunk, right? And now my arms are up, let's break that bar. And then we're going to retract to sternum. And then you're going to press back up. You're going to retract to sternum. And then you're going to press back up. You're going to retract to sternum. And press back up. And go ahead and sit up for me. I would like for us to teach the bench press there before we go to a bench. Why? Is because if I have somebody with a really tight upper back, maybe stuck in a little bit of internal rotation, they could floor press pretty safely. And the reason is because we reduce that range of motion. They only got to come to there. This part of the shoulder blades back and that big stretch can be hard for some people's upper backs. So if they don't have good control of their scapulas, floor press them. Keep them in a safe position. Because we see it go wrong at the bottom. If they can't retract their shoulder blade, we see the shoulder blade roll up over the neck, then the neck's fucked up, bugging me, my delts are on, and my pecs are off again, right? So if you floor press people, they'll find the contraction at the top, and then you can get them up and see, oh, yeah, okay, they got the room in their upper back to move their shoulder blades, then we can put them on a bench and get this opening and closing. But the goal is we break, and we open, and we put those muscles, fibers on stretch, and then at the top, we're trying to create cleavage. Our shoulders are behind our pecs.